welcome to my YouTube channel, Brit K-Pop Reacts, and today is a bit of a special episode in that it's not a reaction today. It's something special I wanted to do after completing the solo Loona MVs in my reactions. If you're new here, hello, I have been doing Loonaverse, a journey mini-series for the last couple of months, in which I watch all the Loona MVs in order and react to all of them. That's what we have been doing. We've just finished the Loona solos and the subunits. We're now getting into the full 12 Loona MVs, so I thought I'd kind of drop this in the middle of the week as a special little episode. So please check out that playlist if you've not already. This one is a top 12 episode, so the plan is to rank the 12 solo MV songs in order of, you know, obviously my preference. This is a personal opinion, of course, so it is my opinion on these songs, and I'm sure you have your own opinions, so please drop them in the comments below. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see your sort of individual top 12s if you've got them, or top 5s, or whatever you want to do. That would be awesome, so please drop them in the comments. Before we start, a couple of things to say. I just want to stress wholeheartedly before we start, particularly for those songs lower down on the list, I do love all of these songs. I want to make that absolutely clear before we start. I do not dislike any of these songs. I love them all. They're all fantastic. I have obviously ranked them, but even the ones lower down I do love. So I want to make that absolutely clear before we start. I do not dislike any of these songs. I'm also not doing the B-sides, so the B-sides are not been included in this. I've not heard of a lot of the B-sides yet, so that's something I'll probably do separately, like listen to the B-sides and stuff in a separate reaction. So they're not included in this. This is purely the solo MVs, the main songs that they brought out for each member. And also this is purely based on the songs, not the MVs, so I'm not ranking the MVs, like the MVs are separate. So this is purely based on the songs themselves. So listening, not viewing, because the MV ranking would be a whole separate kettle of fish that I'm not doing right now. So maybe I'll do that in another video, but this is purely for the songs. And with all that being said, guys, we're just going to get on with this, and we're going to get on with number 12. So number 12 is Yeojin with Kiss Later. The reason this is at number 12, like I say, I do like this song. And again, I want to stress, especially for these early ones in the list, for the lower down ones, I do love all these songs. But yeah, there's something about Yeojin, this song that didn't really click with me, and I still do like it. Like the chorus is nice and stuff, and I do like the way the chorus hits. But it just didn't click with me as much as a lot of the others, and even on like repeat listens and stuff, it just didn't have the same oomph as the rest of them, even though I do love that it's fun. I do love the kind of light, happy vibe, and as I say, the chorus is good. But I think for me, the rest just hit in a bigger way, and I guess that's the reason why it's at number 12. It's also worth stressing, by the way, that this countdown has no reflection on my bias race. My bias race is still ongoing. I've still not decided a bias. This might obviously influence it. You know, the more I like a song, the more likely the member might end up potentially being my bias. But for all I know, Yeojin could be my bias by the end of this. So don't assume anything based on this with regards to the bias race. And now on to number 11. This hurts a little bit because I absolutely love Hyunjin, and she's really she's won me a lot, like since the early days when I first heard the song and all the rest of it. Like, I do like Hyunjin. This song, it's because it's slow, I think, to be honest, and I mentioned this in the reaction to this song. I don't tend to get along with slow songs as much, so they don't click with me as much. Sometimes they do, if they're sort of epic ballady stuff, but a song like this, even though I do like it and I enjoy it and I love the vocals in it and everything, it sounds really nice, they just don't tend to hit me as much. And it's particularly on like re-listens and like listening to them again and again and again, they don't spark my interest as much as the more up-tempo stuff. So I think that's why this song is this low, but I do still enjoy it. Now I just want to stress before we get into the next one, this did surprise me as much as it's probably going to surprise you. Please try not to hate me when you see this, but this may be a little bit of a surprise at number 10. Please don't hate me. Please don't hate me. I feel like this is going to be a bit of a controversial one to put here. Again, I want to stress I do enjoy this song. I do really like this song, and I do really like all these songs. And this is why it's so hard. Like especially like those two at the bottom, I think were pretty solidly at the bottom. Again, I still like them, but they were kind of. It was going to be one of the other 12, 11, and 12. Everything from 10 upwards is very difficult to position. The reason this came down lower, again, it's kind of hard to explain in a lot of ways, because I do like this song. Go On's rap and everything is awesome. You know, Miss Crunchy and all that. I'm absolutely into all that. But I think it's one of those where, for some reason, on repeat listens, it just didn't click as much with me. And compared to all the other songs above it, it just didn't, like, every time I listened to it, I didn't immediately want to listen to it again like I did with a lot of the others. It wasn't that kind of experience. I do agree with the comment I saw. I'm trying to think who wrote it now. There was a comment saying that it's really good in headphones, and I do agree with that. Like the headphones really add to it and everything. You can really get those vocals in the background and all that sort of stuff, and the beat and everything. And I do really enjoy the song, but like I say, just in terms of replay value, it didn't quite get to the level of the others for me. So that's why it's at number 10. I do apologise greatly for that, because I've got a feeling that's going to be a controversial one. And with that being said, we'll move into number 9. Miss Hassel, who I love so much, and again, it pains me. It pains me with a lot of these sort of lower positionings, the lower half, because I love the girls. I love the girls involved, and I do love the songs. It's hard to have these positionings like this, but it is what it is. Hassel is here, Let Me In. Again, this is one that actually on repeat listens I did enjoy a lot more. I think it didn't grab me at first when I first heard it, and obviously I was focused on the MV as well. So I couldn't focus on it properly, the song. On repeat listens, I do enjoy it a lot more, but it still sits a bit lower down in the list, because I don't. Again, maybe it's just because it's a slower song. Although this has kind of the epic ballad nature to it that kind of lifts it above, say, Hyunjin a little bit. So maybe that's why it's higher. Like I love the way it hits those sort of ballady bits, particularly towards the end. It's incredible, and obviously all the sort of orchestral sounds on it, like. It's a really interesting, different song, and I love that about it. But for me, in terms of like repeat listens and things like that, even though it is one of those that I to be honest, I even could see rise more and more the more I listen to it. I think it could even sort of rise in my estimations, but for the moment, it's at number 9. And next for number 8, we're going back to the beginning.
Okay. Oh my god, yes. Say, oh my god, yes.
So number 8 is Heejin, and again it pains me because I absolutely fucking love Heejin to bits. And this song got me when it first came. It was the first reaction I did, obviously, because it's the first song past the Avengers video that started it all. I listened to Vivid, and that hit me. So, and to be honest, like I say, this song is ultimately it's the one that got me interested in doing this whole series, because when it's that early, you never know. Like if that song hadn't hit me as hard as it did, I may have just gone, I'm not feeling this series. I might not continue it. I probably would have, but this song hit me when it first. The MV, obviously this isn't about the MV, but the MV hit me hard with Heejin and everything, and the song was so awesome and so like fun and funky and everything, and I absolutely love it. It is at number 8. I think in terms of it being a bit lower down, again, it's that sort of replayability and stuff. Even though I do play this a lot, I do love this song. The others I think I just enjoy more, really. There's not much more I can say about that, but I do love this song. And I think at this point it's worth noting, it's interesting that a lot of these lower songs are the first kind of subunit, like Loona 1/3. You know, sort of within my bottom 5 songs, you've got Yojin, you've got Hyunjin, you've got Hassel, you've got Heejin, like all the original sort of members. The first few girls introduced, and I think that's down to, I think generally speaking, the songs do get better and better. I don't know if everyone agrees with that, but generally speaking, that's sort of how I felt moving forward through that series and through all the MVs, is that the songs just get better and better and better. The quality just improves and improves and improves, and they go in different directions and different places, and it's awesome. And I think that's a testament to this whole thing, and the fact that it gained more and more, you know, it's like a snowball effect, isn't it? And that's a positive thing, you know, that there's that improvement throughout that lifts it and gets people, more and more people interested. And you know, because at the end of the day, you don't want the quality going down. so I think that's definitely a compliment, and it's noticeable when I did my ranking that kind of trend is reflected in this ranking. And with that being said, guys, we'll move into number 7, which, let's face it, continues that trend.
날 좋아했으면 날 사랑했으면 널 보고 싶어서 또 볼 수 있도록 바보처럼 네 생각에 또 하루가 지나가 안 줄래 너무 날 행복해 원줄래 나밖에도 몰라 It's you 난 너무도 완벽해.
So again, this kind of, like I say, continues the trend of the kind of Loona 1/3 members, the earlier ones being lower down. We are getting towards halfway now. The next one will be the halfway mark. So this is still relatively high, Vivi. I absolutely love this song. I love the 90s vibe of it. I love like that quality throughout. I love the sound of it. Vivi's vocals are lovely in it. Hassel's rap is amazing in it. I absolutely love that bit. So again, this song is a banger. And as I say, these songs especially, I think, from sort of 7 upwards, really fucking hard to place. I had a pretty solid top 3. The top 3 is pretty solid. Like, that was always kind of going to be the top 3. But particularly 4 to 7 was fucking hard to do. But Vivi sits here. She could have quite easily been higher. I did really enjoy this song, but she is in my number 7. And now this next one surprised me a lot, and it might surprise you a lot, because when I reacted to it, it absolutely destroyed me. Probably the most destroyed I've been potentially in this entire series. But this song does come in at number 6, and as I say, it surprised me as well. I'll let you see it for yourselves.
Singing in the rain. Singing in the rain. Singing in the rain. 손댈 수 없이 위험했던 내게 순식간을 휘감은 건 너의 blue.
What? Exactly. My thoughts exactly, my friends. I did not see this coming in at number 6. Anyone that's watched this series and has seen that episode will know that song fucking destroyed me in every way. It really did. I think at the time it was down to the fact that it was so different and it was so completely out of left field. Like, it was just like, whoa. It's so hard. It hits so fucking hard. It's like the future based thing. I just absolutely adore it, and I do love this song. And I think it's one of those that it hits so hard when you first hear it, but I think on replayability versus the other songs, it just didn't stack up in the same way that everything in front of it did. I'm not really sure why, but I think that's the reason it's a bit lower down, is because re-listening to the songs and listening to the songs a lot more, the others in front of it just stuck with me a lot more on further listens, even though this one still hits and I still love it. And that's why it's kind of dropped to where, because I had this probably coming in at maybe at least top 4, possibly higher, when I first started considering this. But then when I started re-listening to all the songs and things, everything in front of it just got me a bit more. So that was Jin Soul at number 6. At number 5, we have another Odd Eye Circle member. Now, I'm going to say right off the bat, number 5 and number 4, probably the hardest positioning of the list for me. Obviously, you'll see what comes in at number 4 in a second, but these two songs, I really struggled to decide which one I preferred. I really struggled. And I will say, for me, this song, the verses are absolutely killer on this song. And in the next song that we're about to see at number 4, the chorus is absolutely killer. And I think that's the kind of the difference for me between the two songs. But also I think Love Cherry Motion especially has the breakdown bit, that whole breakdown bit where Odd Eye Circle come in and all that. That's awesome as well. But yeah, for me with Love Cherry Motion especially, the verses really hit. I really fucking love the verses, the sound of it and everything. Chorus not as much, but I still love it. And I think ultimately I did decide on further listens. I kind of thought the one at number 4, which you'll see in a second, for me, just in terms of replayability, in terms of a song that I imagine listening to a lot more, that one I think is one I'm more likely to listen to more than this one. Very slightly, like it's a very slight thing, but Love Cherry Motion is my number 5. And at number 4 is a little lady, let's face it, on the attack. Number 4, Chew Heart Attack. This was the biggest surprise of this list for me. When I first started coming up with the idea of doing this list, I did not expect this song to be this high. There were a few songs that for some reason I hadn't gone back and revisited a lot after watching the MVs, and this is one of them, and it is a fairly recent one, so maybe that's why. But Chew, and actually Love Cherry Motion was one of those, and these two songs really surprised me when I re-listened to them because they really stuck with me. And I couldn't get them out of my head, and they were just awesome. And that's probably why they leapfrogged Jinsoul, because these two, and that's why I struggled with positioning these two, because they really hit me on re-listens. And this song just, I think it's one of those that I'm just going to listen to again and again and again. And the chorus hits like a motherfucker. I just absolutely adore the chorus. The verses aren't as strong as Love Cherry Motion. The verses don't hit as hard, but that chorus, I'm all over it. I absolutely fucking love the chorus. And especially towards the end as well, when it gets to the end and you get all the Chew backing vocals and stuff, it's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Like the end bit, I just absolutely love with the chorus and the backing. I'm all over it. Chew, this is my biggest surprise on the list, but this song is absolutely incredible. And it is my number 4. And now we move on to the big top 3. This is number 3. Yes, Kim Lip, yes, Kim Lip, yes, Kim Lip. I absolutely fucking love this song. Again, like, this hit me hard when I first heard it. Probably not on the same level as Jinsoul did, but on re-listens, this song, I've mentioned it in the comments, I think at least one comment I mentioned that I'd re-listen to this song over and over again, Kim Lip Eclipse, and it just sticks with me, it stays with me. This top 3 was hard to position, it did change around a few times. I'd say the top 2 is a cut above this one for me. But not by much, because this song just I absolutely fucking adore. Just the R&B feel to it, the vocals on it, that just every bit, it just hits in every way on every bit, like the verses, the chorus, pre-chorus, whatever bit you want, it hits on. And that's what I love about this song. You know, and these 3 songs, unsurprisingly, are the songs I've listened to the most out of all the MVs since I watched the MVs. And it's no surprise they're at the top, and this, I absolutely love this. Bronze medal for Kim Lip. And now we move on to number 2, and I want to say now, I thought this was going to be my number 1, and it was only pretty last minute that I switched it, because I thought this was going to be number 1 when I first started considering my top 3 after doing the rest of the list. I thought this was going to be number 1, but it got knocked off. So here's my number 2.
New face on my life.
Oh, this song hit me. From the first listen, I was sold completely. On re-listens, it hits every single fucking time. It's just absolutely incredible. I love this song in every way imaginable. I've decided I really want to get into Soultronica now because of this song, because I didn't even know that was a genre. I had never heard of it before, but now I'm like, yes, I need to get on that train because this song is incredible, absolutely incredible. It makes me feel happy, it lifts me up. It's just, there's just something about it, the sounds of it and everything. It's got a retro feel to it. It's that 80s sort of vibe. Eve's vocals in it are incredible. Really work with the song. I just love everything about this song. And like I say, I did think this was going to be my number one. I really did. Going into this top 10, the whole time I'd considered doing it, I always thought this would be my number one. And in a lot of ways, I was surprised that the next song, which I'm guessing you know what it is by now. I'm very surprised it leapfrogged it, but I want to stress I absolutely fucking adore Eve with New. It's a fantastic song. And with that being said, guys, we'll move into the only one left, which is my number one song of the solo MVs. And in Loona's case, they really did save the best till last. At number one, we have the lovely Olivia Hay with Egoist, and I absolutely fucking adore this song. Obviously, it's my number one song. This song, obviously, as if you saw my reaction to it, which I did very recently, you know, obviously it hit me really hard. You can tell, and on subsequent re-listens, it just gets better and better. It really does. It gets better and better. I just love it from the very start. We get those lovely Olivia vocals. The tone of it's gorgeous. The chorus hits with like the whistle and everything in the background. Then you drop into that fucking breakdown bit, which is just incredible. It hits like a fucking truck. I just absolutely love it. Though, you know, Jin Soul's rap, this song is perfection. I just absolutely love it in every way. And as I say, on re-listens, when I was deciding my top three and I was going through, I was listening to each song over and over again, trying to decide where I put it. There was a moment where I just listened to New again. I just listened to Eve again. And then I went into this one. At that point thinking, Eve's probably going to be number one. I'll listen to Egoist again. At that moment, I just went, no, this is number one. This is number one. End of story. There's just something about it that it hits harder and harder every time. And I'm absolutely in love with the song. I'm totally and utterly in love with the song. And in my opinion, it's absolutely deserving of number one on a number of lists, to be honest with you. And that completes my top 12 list. I hope you enjoy this, guys. It's been a lot of fun for me. I enjoy doing like these sorts of things, countdowns and things like that. It's a lot of fun for me. I enjoy doing it. I usually do it anyway in my own time, just because I enjoy it. So the fact that I've been able to record it and put it out, I hope you guys enjoy this too. As I say, please let me know your personal lists if you've got some. Even if it's just a top 5 or top 3 or whatever, it doesn't have to be the full 12, but I'd love to hear your opinions on it. Maybe you can just tell me what your favourite is. So please drop them in the comments below. And as always, of course, if you enjoy this video, please drop us a like, drop us a comment, and of course subscribe to my lovely self. Join the Brit K-Pop Reacts family, watch my Loona playlist if you've not already, that would be awesome. And watch out for more. Hi comes out on Friday, my reaction to that. It's going to absolutely fucking destroy me. So please check that one out. With all that being said, guys, I'll see you next time. Sangay, I love you all. Goodbye. Download Egoist. And all the other Loona songs as well.